just gonna take a look at the starting lineup, right? Rrq Akira, Occupy Throne. Are there any changes towards the roster? But I don't think there should be any because I feel like these are the best in slot, right? Saijin, Tekashi, Gusta, King, and Luis.
Waiting in the wings is Blink, who was once a flex mid or gold for Rrq Akira, but now is mainly helping out Coach Cabral with the draft.
Yeah, and speaking of which, right now we are looking at Occupied Thrones as well, where yesterday, I gotta say, they got a very difficult matchup as well, but they still made it work, and it is true Leo as well as Gato.
It's really infectious.
Oh, let's see how they use this momentum, this energy in game number 1. It's afoot. The draft has begun. Rrq Akira on the play, blue side, banning out the Fanny and the Franco, while Occupy Thrones got that 2-pick advantage. The clapback taking out the Joy and the Benedetta.
I like the fan signs like, Yada, Occupy Thrones for the victory. But yes, looking at the way that they're drafting, with the Franco being banned out, the annoying thing about the Franco is whoever gets it gets to dictate when the fight starts, as well as it kind of shows that you can't really get into a fight. So Rrq Akira, by banning out the Franco, I kind of feel like they're going to use a dive composition.
Yeah, but the fact that, you know, I feel like Rrq Akira has done their homework very well. It is, of course, Maro very confident in the Franco pick, but this means that, you know, you open up yourself to a lot more power picks, right? The Kaja, the Glue, well, you can see the carry getting taken out already by the side of Rrq Akira. There's also the Eve that's wide open. Occupy Thrones have a MCQ to answer.
Okay, so right now, looking at Occupied Thrones, the way that they're banning out, they're really focusing on Tekashi, because now when I see Joy, let's just assume he's XP with the Glue as well. Like I said, so right now they're putting a lot of their ban eggs into a basket of Tekashi, which leaves open the 1-1, and we've seen where Occupied Thrones, they nearly got stomped by the 1-1.
I mean, Astro Thunder, if you want to stop him, this is what you do, right? You corner him into a specific choice that maybe Hulk can take advantage of, and we'll see how they answer that. But at the cost of giving Gusta 1-1?
Yeah, personally, what I feel like Occupy Thrones could do, they could immediately drop into a Kufra as well, but instead, Occupy Thrones opted for the Lapu opted for the Valentina as well. Usually, when teams first pick their Valentina, the main goal is, I want to control this draft, and all of a sudden, you're basically, your hero pool will get chunked down because you don't want to give too much ultimates over to the side of the Valentina.
And right now, Rrq Akira are ranked 2nd in hero damage per minute, which, like I said again, they like to skirmish, and they like to skirmish hard, where whenever they want to take, say, any kind of neutral objectives, they actually take the fight first, which is something that we really have to put into consideration. With Rrq Akira following up with the Eve as well as the Fredrin, it looks like they're going to have a lot of fight because this is a lot of control between the Fredrin as well as the Eve, and the damage, 1-1 can just deal it all day.
Yep, the GOAT, Coach Cabral, seems to have found the groove. He's playing a chess match against Coach Mundo, and I like how these two are picked up in this order, right? The Fredrin and then the Eve, because you still don't know where the Fredrin's going.
Fredrin could go into the jungle, could go in the XP lane. It's Rrq throwing that question over the side of Occupy Thrones. They're not really revealing every single thing in their cards just yet, but they've already revealed their game plan, right? I want to go to the late game with the 1-1, then of course set it up with the box, the real world manipulation. However, Occupy Throne can also do the same as well.
Okay, I want to start setting up the storyline for this game, where I see the Claude here, where I would say it's a very mixed bag, because people with very high mechanical skills are able to use the Claude in a way that you're dodging a lot of the skill shots. But the thing is, with the Claude, you have a very low amount of HP, even amongst all of the marksmen here. So having this Claude, you're really having quite a risk in your own pick and ban. This is a very strong hero. Don't get me wrong, but it's very, very risky. And now they pick up a Kaja. I'm even looking at this. Is the Kaja really that well for them? Because Kaja picks someone off. Do they have enough burst damage?
Yeah, I think what Kaja could do, right? This ultimate meant to abduct. You want to make sure that, you know, you take away the second skill of the 1-1, abduct her all the way into the lovely hands of the stun. But then again, I think that's something that you cannot purify away, right?
Yeah, no, the problem for me is the fact that the Kaja is good when you're ahead. When you're behind, you're going to have to find mistakes that your opponent makes on the map. And against a team that's so well-oiled as Rrq Akira, that's rarely going to happen. And you mentioned the Claude, Lafel. You talked about how in the hands of Gado, it might take a while to build up. that makes the Kaja a non-starter. It's going to be an odd interaction. And now, the answer, foot's on the other shoe, or the shoe's on the other foot. Oh, my words. The Kaja gets answered by the Kufra.
Yeah, and right now it looks like we're finishing off the draft with the Nakai for Occupied Thrones. Now, I'm analyzing the draft right now, and it's going to be a very difficult game for the Kaja because, like you said, for a Kaja, you're kind of setting up the map for yourself because you want to have bush control. If you cannot control the bush, you can't actually get whoever you want to get. And if you don't have the bush control, you don't get to choose. And the thing is, it's hard to choose already. Rrq Akira already having 3 very, very tanky frontliners.
And with that being said, the choice to give Leo here a Nakai is very Occupy Thrones, meaning that even in their grand finals of MPL MENA where they won their championship, this is a tendency. Just give Gado something that can carry with in the late game, and then just have the rest of the team try to buy time on the map. Jace, I have a bad feeling. I feel like Rrq Akira saw this coming.
I don't know, man. I feel like if I'm Spider-Man senses are tingling, whatever is tingling. But you know what's tingling, everybody, ladies and gentlemen? The crowd is just cheering for Rrq Akira, affecting both of these two teams. Occupy Thrones, they're riding on it.
We're going into game 1 in this best of 3. It's the champions from MPL Brazil and MPL MENA. It's Rrq Akira going up against Occupy Thrones. Ladies and gentlemen, we will have to iron out a few kinks in the competition to make sure that our athletes get to have the best experience and put on the best show for all of us. Now, with that being said, a few more moments for us to digest what might happen.
So this is what I'm predicting and what we got to look out for. The first 2 turtles, because whoever gets the turtle buff, you have a small advantage to actually control the map in terms of controlling the bush. And again, like I said, this is very prime for Occupied Thrones. If they do not get any kind of mistake coming in from Rrq Akira for the first 2 turtle picks, it's going to be very, very problematic for them. If Rrq Akira, not only do they not get picked off, but they also establish a good solid ground inside the jungle of Occupied Thrones, then I gotta say, Rrq Akira, they're gonna have a very good transition from mid to late game.
Yeah, but Lafel, I think at this level, at the best of 3 in the lower brackets, I don't think it's about, you want to count on your enemy's mistakes. I think you have to create the opportunities to allow the enemy to create mistakes, right? But at the same time, what I'm looking from the side of Occupied Thrones is the control in the mid lane. Valentina usually have a very strong early game presence and try to get ahead. But it's going up against the Yi, which has a lot of slows and also quite a good wave clear as well.
Based on the way that this discussion is going, it's a matter of Occupy Thrones moving much faster than we have seen them both in the group stage and the knockout stage. And I don't know if that's possible. Again, even if our good friend Naisu says they trained their minds out.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it was,
Whatever
right?
it was, yeah. We gotta
see, you think about something too much and you try your hardest and the best performances come out. That's what I'm afraid of here. The fact that Occupy Thrones is trying a strategy that isn't a sound.
Okay, so Jace was talking about you got to create your own opportunities.
Yep.
How you create that opportunity is with the Kaja.
Correct.
Now, let me remind everyone what they're working with. You got a Kaja that can pull someone in, but then the follow-up damage is going to be the Valentina, the Akai, as well as the Quad. In those first 2 turtles, will they have enough damage? But before that, let's look at the player head-to-head.
Now, you brought up the fact that it's all leading up to, again, the 2 turtles helping out the core damage dealers, right? Pushing your strategy forward. And who do you have to expect to carry that burden? The gold laners, right? You have here Gado and Gusta Lagusta. Obviously, stats are skewed on over to Gusta Lagusta. And again, this is why I'm so worried for that Claude.
Another thing to worry about is that in a marksman matchup, a 1-1 going up against a Claude will usually take more time as compared to the 1-1. If the 1-1 knows how to play aggressively, she will be able to, walk around, play around with your weak points, and then win that trade. And you've also got a semi-pew for yourself at the same time. The Kufa will definitely linger around the 1-1 side to make sure that this 1-1 get a very good farm and good GPM. But take a look at looking at the head-to-head right now, is leaning towards Gusta Lagusta with a 768 versus a Gado, which is 626. Expect Gado, especially on the Claude, to play passively.
I would argue that this stats is not one-to-one because the way that their games have been progressing is very different. Where Rrq Akira, they had very good matches in the group stages, and even though I would say Occupied Thrones had good matches themselves, but it really doesn't give the same results as Rrq Akira. So looking at the stats, I kind of feel like, yes, it shows that on average, Gusta Lagusta has been, you know, rocking way more in terms of damage, in terms of gold, but I kind of feel like Gado, he still can match up against Gusta Lagusta, but the thing is, you gotta look at the movements. Who's really putting the pieces together? Who's pushing this there, getting this, getting that? I feel like that's gonna be the main thing, and that's why, again, I'm really focusing on the transition from the early to mid stages of the game.
And I think that's their main difference. You can argue about stats, how they're taken, what the sample size is, but the fact is, both these players are activated at different times in the game, right? Early game, you can expect Gusta Lagusta to come off. But for late game, Gado has never missed, right? Even with his Lunox, with his Beatrix, with his Claude, now in game 1, we're gonna see exactly how that comes to fruition, all right? For reals this time. Let's do it. Rrq Akira versus Occupy Thrones. Mind the jungle rotations. It looks like it's a pure mirror. It's orange to orange.
Another thing that we also take a look, we also seen from other Kajas is that they need to establish that river control, right? To make sure that you know where the enemy jungle is, you protect your jungler from, you know, any sort of invades. At the same time, though, I feel like both these two teams, take a look. Both these two roamers focusing on the mid lane for now.
Right now, Fury is doing quite a lot of damage onto Saigon, and Luis is checking out where everyone is moving because as a Kupra as well as a Kaja, any cash heroes, doesn't really matter who, bush control is super important. Right now, Fury 77 is actually doing a lot more than Saigon is able to going up against Maro and Fury.
The best part about, you know, the Valentina is that, yes, you can clump together, and that's where her passive comes into play, right? The more that you land these spells on top of the heroes, you gain more EXP. You just take a look. Just the difference in the EXP level. Saigon still struggling at level 2. Fury 77 has already hit level 3.
And that helps with Occupy Throne's plans.
Correct.
I'm guessing, because again, that's less pressure on Gado. Takashi though.
Oh, Fury 77 found Takashi, but the Char residue just makes him super tanky. He will be able to sustain out of this fight.
They're professional players. If that was me, I would have gone for it. But probably all the skills were in cooldown, and they understand they cannot lose early. So right now, good setup, but Gado not going to get caught by Luis.
Oh no, Leo spots that there's a little bit of pressure on his gold laner, catches the Brazilian Heartbreaker.
Oh,
this could be
Luis
dangerous.
hits to the wall. The flicker will be allowing Luis to save his life. Occupied Thrones has ganked twice. None of them sticks.
All right, so again, full control from Rrq Akira, right? They are not shaken. They're not stirred for sure. And look at the king. He is first on the scene, quickly pulling that turtle.
Yeah, 37-7 is something that we need to take a look at, right? You need to hit level 4 quickly, gain that real world manipulation.
And so far, he's just coming onto the scene. 4v4, pending. Could it be? Turtle less than half health.
Maro is already level 4. He's trying to abduct. It's going to be the pressure that takes, but the real one manipulation. Leo takes the first turtle away, and they've already picked up their prize. The Rrq Akira will punish them back.
First blood for a major objective. LaFell, was that worth it?
I honestly feel like it's worth it for Rrq Akira because that is what Occupy Thrones want. They want the first 2 turtles, and they understand. And like I said, based on the stats, numbers don't lie. They want to fight first, objective second.
Oh, the slow coming out from Sagan is actually helping him quite a lot. Maro and also Fury 77 will not be able to catch anything for now.
So now here's what I'm thinking, right? Half of your team wants to go aggressive. The other half wants to go get objectives. What's Occupy Thrones doing, right? Oh no, he's gonna get sandwiched!
Oh, Maro is gonna get absolutely sandwiched by the Akira Brazilian team. No way for Maro to get out there.
So now, Occupy Thrones, they gotta look at the map. They gotta understand their win condition. And it's slightly difficult because, like you said, they're a mishmash of everything. Where it's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none kind of situation with the draft. So Hulk over here, going up against Takashi as of right now, yeah, sure, a lot of trades going on, but nothing really happening. Looking at what Occupy Thrones really should do is they gotta find a way to get inside the jungle of Rrq Akira. But based on the draft, easier said than done.
Yep, and there's a cheeky emblem build on Leo. He has a little bit of damage and then didn't go full in on the cooldowns. So that might be something that comes into place.
Oh, it's going to be Saigon actually getting terrified at the same time. Marrow jump all the way to the back line as well. The blazing away from Gado shreds the back line of our Rrq.
And King just walks away. Rrq Akira, they lose one and they're happy to at least survive. So again, this is the first time I've seen Gado so aggressive so early.
I mean, as an analyst, it's good to feel good, to get it right. Leo here fighting King, but not enough damage as of yet. Like I said, Occupy Thrones, what they want to do is want to get inside the jungle of Rrq Akira because, again, bush control. I'm going to stress that until the end of the game.
Yeah, this is the second turtle for now. It's got the members from the Rrq, so already set up base. Leo, on the other hand, doesn't have the ultimate, so they have to be careful. Louis jump all the way in. It's going to be Takashi in the Black Dragon form, looking for some big off. Leo will be nowhere to be seen. Rrq Akira has full control of the turtle penalty.
Astro Thunder almost single-handedly winning that turtle for Rrq Akira. And now you see what that translates into. King's so confident in the back line.
Louis charging in about Marrow might be the victim right here. It's going to be Louis that gets suppressed, but no follow-up coming up from Occupy Thrones.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? I want to talk about that turtle fight because in that fight, Leo did not have his Hurricane Dance, and this is also very dangerous where Rrq Akira, they're really looking at everyone's cooldowns, everyone's spells, and looking at the itemization over here, I would say everyone is optimizing their items. Sorry, God. They're having a lot of penetration as well as the necessary items to actually mitigate the damage.
Something interesting, right? Coming out from the club. But hold on a second. Louis bouncing around, trying to slow down Occupy Throne just a little bit, but it doesn't stick. But back to what I was pointing out. And looking at the items, Gado did not opt for the Swift Crossbow.
And that's something that we'll have to watch out for. Maybe his priorities are elsewhere. Because again, he's playing off kilter. This is a different timing. Gusta la Gusta.
House go in and he tries to smash. But it is going to be the 1-1 that takes into the air. But he managed to walk out alive.
I'm sorry, I'm an analyst. I cannot explain that.
I can.
Okay, sure. What's going on?
Lapu broken?
Yeah, no. It's the bravest fighter, and then it converts his second skill to damage reduction. He got extra shields, and that's what helped him survive against Gusta la Gusta. But the turret, not so much. It still sends him home.
It is going to be a turret trade right here for the top and the bottom. But it is going to be Rrq Akira focusing on the bottom side, where the next turtle will spawn.
Yeah, right now, again, Rrq Akira, they're kind of like almost checkmate here. They got the map under control. The way that their damage is coming up, they're going to have it soon. And it looks like an engagement coming in. It looks like King is not going to commit.
Nope.
Maradon is the one to use the ultimate as well.
Yep. So again, we're still seeing evidence of Occupy Thrones having different timings, and so far, that's what's leading to their stats just spiking up in damage taken. And Maro trying to make a play here for the turtle. It's free.
Oh, it's going to be Maro that will be slain for now. It's going to be Saigon actually going in with the real world manipulation at the same time. It's going to be Furry 77 unable to find his real world manipulation. Takashi coming in, finding Gado. Oh, a triple kill. Over to go to Saigon. Gusta la Gusta cleaning it up.
Rrq Akira, they're setting it up very, very nicely. They're making sure Occupy Thrones don't actually move together. You guys can split up because in this kind of matchup, they could kind of take 1v1s all over the place because the way that they're setting up, okay, we're going to set 3 people closer towards the purple buff area. And again, Maro in this case, it's not that he doesn't want to catch anyone, but he doesn't have good choices in front of him.
And looking at the map, that clapback, that sudden turnaround. Again, the shields from the turtle could not have come at a better time. Rrq Akira just making the most of it, pushing all lanes in, mid, bottom to top, and they suddenly have a 4K gold lead.
The fates are definitely smiling for the Brazilian team, right? Everything is all pushed in. They picked up, 2 turtles right off the bat. Occupy Thrones only picking up 1. The mismatch of that tempo coming up from Occupy Thrones is a little bit confusing, and I think the caster, as we clearly point that out.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, right now, for Occupy Thrones, the weight is on the shoulder of Hulk. He right now, he already has enough sustain with the Bloodless Axe to hopefully go in, start the fight. Let Rrq Akira show their faces because without the knowledge of where everyone is, Maro cannot be activated. So for them to win a team fight, Hulk has to smash.
Yep, and Maro only has a dominance ice. There's really not much this Kaja can do, especially then when there's like, what, 2 or 3 members of Rrq Akira on you. And now a concealed play from Luis. Leo pops a heavy spin immediately. And the answer...
Heavy spin will be allowing Leo to pick up that kill, but it's going to be a trade for the objective, throwing that away. Rrq going in real world manipulation, cancelled in right off the bat for now. Occupied Thrones will be able to pick up 1 member for free for the time being.
Now the question, was that planned? The whole heavy spin plus Black Dragon form into a turret, was that worth it?
Looking at the reaction coming in from Occupied Thrones as well as Rrq Akira, I don't think that was really planned. It was just reactionary. It's like, I think he overcommitted, so I'm going to try my best to catch him. And that's why we see the pin wasn't really that clean, but it still got the job done.
I think the biggest problem from the side of Occupied Thrones is they don't have bush control. Just take a look how Lewis is just running from one brush to the other. Occupied Thrones, if they want to open that map, they need to walk in.
And that's why vision is so important. Again, Luis, as a traditional tank, a roamer, can just check in, clear, clean, right, Maro? Given Kaja's current rework, he is partly tankier, has better sustain, but you can't beat a classic old bouncing ball in a bush, right? So I guess that's what's buying Rrq Akira all this space, all this vision, all of this clean engage, and now Luis stretching up. Oh, misses his target.
I think Maro can't really find any angles for this. But in the meantime, Lewis could simply charge up and just jump in there. But hold on a second, that's the target they're looking out for. Takashi, he gets pinned down the wall. Second trying to put down the damage on the side. But look at the back line. It's going to be Lewis trying to make a play. Gado, he got caught. And now Gusta is all the way in the back line. Very flickers all across the wall. Takashi, no, he's still alive. It doesn't matter because Saigon will be the one that brings down Leo on the top side.
Isolation, confidence, and pure brutality. Astro Thunder kept away Akai, kept away Leo, and bought that whole team fight for his squad.
This is why synergy is so important, because let's make it simple. If you want to catch, you got to make sure you got enough damage, and they don't have enough damage.
Oh no, 1-1 goes in the air. Gustav feeling Gustav after this.
And so far, they're doing so much. They're winning so much on the map. If they stayed maybe a second longer, that inhibitor up top would have been nada. And I guess they're just happy to start taking buffs, taking away major objectives. Rrq Akira turning the map blue.
Oh yeah, right now they're really controlling it well. 6,000 gold lead. And again, with the Kufra, you could engage. And the thing is, they will never know what's going on. And even though Kaja is technically a counter towards the Kufra, where it's like, okay, you go in, I'm going to pull you in even deeper. But it's really hard to do that when Rrq Akira, with their lineup, they could re-engage very fast. Takashi, King, they could go in just as fast, and even if they can't, Saigon could set it up. Everyone's slowed, everyone can come in as fast as just about anyone else.
And slowly, they're looking. Oh, that Magic Sentry reveals the concealed play, so Occupied Thrones knows exactly what's up. Shenanigans afoot, not on my watch, says Occupied Thrones. That's a level 1 Lord marching up top, and look at how synchronized these waves are. Maybe a little bit off on the bottom lane, but that top lane inhibitor is going to be no more. Rrq Akira going for the siege.
Going for the siege right now. Takashi going in the black token form. He's looking for the backline. Maro is trying to run away. Hulk, anybody with free food over to this Takashi Dragon.
And bottom lane gonna slowly go away as well. Gusta La Gusta, the wrecking ball, smashing on through, heavy spin!
Oh, heavy spin catches 2, but he has to duck out. The red wall manipulation going in. Lewis charge out, trying to look for the target as well. He's jumping to the call for now, but Gato outputting some free damage. Rrq Brazil, they know they're disciplined. They finish up the objective and they run away for free.
Right now, I gotta be critical, because this is the point where we see it's not good to have conflicting ideas. When you catch someone, you want to kill them fast. If you want to kill someone fast, you need a lot of burst, not damage per second. So now it's really unsynergistic for Occupied Thrones, where you can catch someone, but who's gonna finish it off? You gotta set up, but you don't have the payoff.
Yep. Oh! Close. Oh, fast fingers on Gado. I totally agree, Lafel. By the way, the fact that minute 1 we walked in, we questioned the pacing. We questioned where is this going. It's like watching an action film, and it's always with the drama, right? Like you're wondering what's going on.
Yeah, they started with climax. And speaking of the climax, it has landed. Takashi all the way in the back line. Myra will be the first victim, followed by Hulk at the same time. The real one manipulation. Gado nowhere to run and nothing to do. They'll defend against Rrq.
Rrq Akira draws first blood, putting the MPL MENA champions up against the wall. It's match point.
Yeah, and again, this is a situation where the draft really matters because Occupied Thrones, individually, they have a lot of strong heroes. But you gotta understand, the 5v5, you gotta make sure that all of them can actually work together synergistically.
Oh, no.
I think Occupied Throne just doesn't really know how to prioritize this pick, but we gotta take a look at the draft.
Yep, going into game 2, this is where decisions are going to be made, possibly feelings hurt, but games are won and lost off of what is gonna go down. Here we go. Once more. Rrq Akira on the play. I was expecting to switch up here, but no, they're doing the same thing. Franco and Fanny taken out, and then Occupied Thrones banning out the carry and the glue.
I kind of feel like they understand, is it really worth banning all EXP laners for Takashi? Because I kind of feel like he had an entire year to basically trade all of the meta EXP laners and then some.
I think the best part is that I think Rrq identifies the mission right here is just to basically ban away the Fanny, ban away the Franco, ban away the Kaja, which Mario used in the previous game. Occupied Thrones will trade that ban with a 1-1 ban, but this opens up to the Joy.
And there you go, Astro Thunder still gets his hero anyways. The Joy comes through, and mind you, this is still a flex. We have seen King play this.
Here's the thing, right? Joy, like, it started off very slow, but now it's really catching steam. 1-1 is #1 in pick and ban rate with 100%. Gee, I wonder why.
Man, like, the 1-1, super broken, especially when she gets into the air, spreads all the damage all across the board. But even with the recent nerfs, it's still not enough.
Looking at this, right? So Valentina picked up again. When I see a Valentina, I think of control. I think of team fight. So I'm looking at the draft from Occupied Thrones. I want to see a team fight composition.
Yep. We're looking sure that, Occupied Thrones will pick up a team fight composition. First ingredient for that team fight composition is a tanky frontline. There you go. That's the Fredrin going in. Don't feel for the carry at all because, Occupied Thrones has always already banded away. Now, I think the biggest question from the side of Rrq Akira, where is this Joy going to be? Because Jungle Joy doesn't look as delicious anymore. It feels like a EXP Joy is the way to go right now.
Yeah, okay, so I agree. Let Joy be there. So I feel like in this situation, don't pick up a clear-cut jungler just yet because you said as well, King can use this hero. So wait until the end of the draft to make a decision. With Eve as well as Cho picked up, this is a very strong dual mid lane because they can have a lot of control because yes, Cho is a catch hero, but the thing is, because of his Jit Kundo, he has AoE crowd control as well. So this is actually a good answer towards a possible team fight composition where you have a lot of control in the slows with the Eve as well as the knockoffs with the Cho. Yep,
and this leads into the current storyline, the path, the narrative for both coaches drafting is everyone's non-committal except for Coach Mundo, who picked up on what we were saying. You gotta give Leo an assassin, and at first I thought they were gonna, take this to their grave, flex that Fredrin until the very last minute, but no. Leo said, Coach, look at me, I need the assassin.
Yeah, I need the assassin, goes for the higher. Preferably, I prefer the Link because you got the global map presence, but I mean, as long as Leo is comfortable on this assassin, that's great. Now, your biggest target that you need to look out for is definitely that Eve. You want to try to land the shadow kills on top of the Eve, burst them down, but then again, there's also that tricky part, right? Joy can always take the aggression from the shadow kill and then run away with it.
So that's why the way that I'm looking at drafts right now, if you're picking up an Hayabusa, what's the follow-up is going to be very important because you need someone to isolate absolutely anyone, right? So and you got to make sure that you get to dictate how people are isolating yourself because throughout this M4 World Championship, you can't really rely on your opponent to isolate themselves from their own teammates. So you need someone to force it out. Again, Akai is not good here, but I'm thinking of something like an Akai where you don't get to choose where you're going to be at, and then the Hayabusa could take control. So I'm looking at the draft. If they can pick anyone that isolates someone from Rrq Akira, because you're saying that the target is the Eve. How can you be sure the Eve will anyways be alone?
It doesn't even have to be isolation in the fact of an ult, right? It doesn't even have to be the fact that I can, through my skills, do that. It can be just the nature of the hero. So I'm also looking at possibly a Kufra. The Kufra is solid looking right now.
Your team is picking.
I definitely agree, but it's going to be the Lunongs being picked up by the side of Occupy Thrones. I feel like the Kufra should be there in game number 1, but it got slipped away. But Rrq Akira will confirm that Broody for Gusta Lagusta. Now the question is that the Lunongs gold lane?
I think so. I personally think so.
Yeah, it is.
Because I don't think anywhere else she should be, because the Valentina is definitely a way better mid laner, and they're finishing off with the Hilda, so kind of isolating because you're pushing people away.
Yeah, and you're going in the bushes before they do, so when they check in, oh, no, not here, not here. So you scramble your opponents. I see the concept, and now as an overall draft, looking at Occupy Thrones, what they have brought to the table, it looks better, but if there is one thing I have to nitpick is the fact that they left Gado again in that very, very late game island.
Yeah, very late game island, and looking at the draft coming in from Rrq Akira, they're actually drafting in a way they could possibly end the game without even fighting, because they can just push everyone away from neutral objectives and have Broody shredding on those turrets like no one's business.
That's correct. Broody is a very heavy, hard hitter. Yes, in my opinion, Broody is not really good at team fights, but when you have that Yves to spread out this box, you have the threat of the Cho to come in and Jikundo, you have the threat of the Lapu Lapu with the Various Warrior, the Broody could just free hit that turret out of control.
Let's see if the plans will come through for either of these teams, because one of them's going home tonight. This is game 2. It's match point for Rrq Akira going up against Occupy Thrones.
Yeah, looking at this game right now, again, I want to see how both roamers are actually going to do their thing, because as the Hilda right now, King is on the Joy. I want to see if the Hilda is going to put a lot of pressure. Maro is here giving pressure, but unable to really secure the buff. So right now, he's just going to run away.
I mean, it's going to be King zipping, zapping around, but Maro, looking a little bit low. The region kicking in right here. Lewis, the Jit Kundo doesn't connect for now. Maro will walk away, but King uses the retreat.
Oh, difficult situation. I think Rrq Akira committed a little bit too much to trying to get Maro down, and I think that's mission accomplished. I think Occupy Thrones should be happy for that first minute.
I agree. They really should be happy. So now, what's next? Because looking at how Maro is playing, slowing down Rrq Akira's rotation is actually quite key. But then, what's next? They gotta wait for Leo on this Hayabusa to look at all the information that he has. Okay, Maro, where are they? 3 people around the bottom side of the map. Okay, I'm gonna go top. I'm gonna secure a kill.
Yeah, a lot of brush control right here. It's going to be Maro diving all the way to the back line. King zipping, zapping around once again. No ultimate. I think they're just going to touch and go.
And this is something that Rrq Akira took advantage of in game 1, right? The fact that Occupy Thrones had no vision. They had to, again, just in the most savage way, check in with Maro's life on the line, but now Maro can just run away.
Yeah, okay, Maro is looking at a good situation, but looking at both sides of the map, I'm looking at EXP as well as gold lane. In terms of damage, I kind of feel like you got more damage around the gold lane. So I kind of feel like if they do want to dive, if they do want to get some kind of engagement, they got to go there. But it looks like right now, they're starting up a fight around Turtle.
King is hovering around the turtle pit. Maro opening it up. Lewis trying to scout around for pickups. If they have to let go of the turtle, it's going to be resetted for now.
Wow, the respect from both teams is like, okay, I understand what you're putting on the table, and I fear it, and I respect it, but who's going to pull the trigger first? King just working on this turtle. Still, Tekashi jumps into the back line. Knocked out by Hulk. Oh, it started.
Oh, he's going to be starting right now. The turtle will be slain by King. It's Tekashi with the Various Warrior. Leo nowhere to be going. But, he's able to slip all the way. Leo, only 1 HP. Lewis has to burn the flicker at the same time. The kick going in as well. King is just wrecking havoc.
Yeah, that I was surprised. I thought he died as well, but
same.
I guess he managed to use his ult on time to actually run away from the fight. But look at this, Occupy Thrones. King is getting... Look at Maro, yes! Maro's chasing.
He's chasing.
King is there,
and
he got it.
He will be traded by Sagan. I mean, is this worth it?
I think it is, honestly. Anytime a roamer dies for a jungler and you're close to parity, keep doing it.
Right now, I'm looking at the items, and again, I'm gonna stay with my point. if they actually want to get kills, I kind of feel like this is weird, this is uncharacteristic, but they got to go towards the goal lane for both teams. I mean, because Brody early game actually has a lot of damage. In fact, look at this, Blade of Heptases, he has the damage. So right now, both teams occupy thrones. I kind of feel like just go up in gold lane.
But neither team are thinking that. Maro is pressuring mid and bottom. I think it comes down to turtle spawn, right? Like they still want to help build that up. And again, here you'll see how the timing, again, is so different for Occupy Thrones because they want to make sure Gado is ready, but wait, they catch Maro.
Oh, Maro, the kick going in as well, but it's a sideway kick. Look at the edge of the real world manipulation. Maro, he walks away like a boss.
I mean, I guess this is why Malaysia likes Hilda, because so annoying. You think you got the kill, but the moment there's a bush there, you kind of always forget how much healing you get from that.
The level of knowing how to balance out the damage from the Maro's Hilda is just way too crazy. And now Gado building in with a clock. Let's take a look at the emblems.
Yeah, looking at the emblems right now, it looks like Leo understands. For some reason, Hayabusa needs a little bit more damage, so he's sacrificing a little bit of his movement speed for the damage. And right now, Luis is going up against Maro, and it looks like Maro is winning the trade. Roamer against Roamer violence.
Again, the fact that they're playing with a Lunox just shows that they're willing to make sacrifices, and it's a full-on engage.
Shadow kill going in at the same time. Gustavo has to run away. Now here comes Ferrari 77. Real own world manipulation. Gusta just walking around, but will get shut down by Ferrari 77. Luis kick Maro all the way back to no man's land. Saigon will pick that up. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Again, Maro for anyone from Rrq Akira is a good trade, especially since Gado's not suffering just yet. Hey, they put an assist on that gold laner.
And I just like looking at a fight around the goal lane, so now they're freeing things up a little bit. Fury 77 got the
purple?
He protected the purple.
Oh, wow.
It's on him instead of King. So again, that's a check for Occupy Thrones in the mid-game.
Everything is going superbly well for Occupy Thrones in a very awkward way. Rrq Akira, I don't know. Everything is looking slightly okay for now in terms of the goal lead. Super even.
Oh, you hear that? Conceal, Luis looking for an engage, but Maro spots him again. The vision game making the difference.
Yeah, the Hilda is just so annoying to deal with. No wonder everybody hates her.
Yeah, a lot of people hate her, and right now, looking at the items, we got to look at the Eve, where the Brute Force Breastplate has been picked up. So, for Occupy Thrones, if they do want to catch someone out, they got to make sure that they see this item first, because you're going to have to... You have to invest a little bit more into that.
Yep, Real World Manipulation going in, zoning out Maro away, but the kick will be there. Try to sell something. Look at how tanky Maro is, but it's going to be the peel coming in. But Maro, he's still alive though. Nowhere for Maro to run finally. The squirrel jump, and he has to fall on the ground someday.
Close call. If only this was maybe 2 or 3 minutes into the game more, then maybe Gado would have gotten a kill or two. But at least they're just trading Maro. Maro's more than happy to be of service to his squad this way and eventually get them to the late game where they're more comfortable. Something I want to talk about. Saigon is owning mid. Saigon, the fact that he hasn't really left this lane as much is at least keeping Rrq Akira in a small lead. Again, that's 1,000 gold.
But King, Maro scouts out King for now, but it's going to be the turtle that's already spawned. Occupy Thrones currently working up purple buff for now. Maro's going to engage in and jumping out, but Tekashi going in the back line. The Bravest Warrior activating on first, 77 and 12, but it's very 77 responding with the Bravest Warrior, and now they have to run away. The Shark Kill going in, finding Lewis, but he has to bike out. First 77 still on the run as well, just biking out, chucking it down. Lil coming back, taking the turtle away.
Oh, bodies are falling, Luis for Fury,
no,
and it's
not done yet. Occupy Thrones putting pressure on enemy's wound and peeling it apart.
If we see an instant replay, we can see how Occupy Thrones is actually isolating people from Rrq Akira, because that's what we were talking about. You got to find a way to isolate members of Rrq Akira to make sure that Neo has optimized damage. Now, the way they do it is kind of weird, because Shadow Kill to put everyone together, and once everyone is together, then they start isolating people. So reverse order, but it still works out.
It's isolation with more steps.
Exactly.
It's like, we come together and then we isolate and then we come together again. Occupy Thrones, I think the way that Maro has been playing this Hilda is actually making so much sense. Opening up the map, everyone somehow is scared of the Hilda.
With the way that Maro had stepped up Originally, they had a different shot caller. It was their mid laner previously, Joke. But now it's Fury77. Maro had to come into the leadership role, and here he's making all the difference. He shrank that gold lead previously about 1,000 and change. Now it's OT who's actually owning the map.
And look at this, the main damage deal, Lunox as well as the Brody already having 2 core items. I would say if they want to fight, this is the time to fight because you gotta engage the Brody before he gets his Blade of Despair. Once that is online, this is a very scary Brody. Lunox, just by having 2 items, right? Lightning Truncheon as well as the Clock of Destiny, you can already wreak havoc.
And thinking of the possibilities, right? We really haven't seen the full potential of Gado just yet. He can even survive when King tries to dive him. But so far, Rrq Akira have picked up on it. Hey, Occupied Thrones are owning more of the map. We should watch out. Tekash tries to engage, cancels it. Oh, no, Leo!
It's so hard to see Hayabusa just jumping in back and forth like that. Leo, super slick on this. This is the assassin that he's comfortable with. Maro gets slowed down by the E for now. Leo, he actually catches Gusta, but have to run away. Look at how much Gusta hurts.
Look at this, it's very crazy, but Luis gets a kick.
Luis got a kick for 77, actually blowing down the real one manipulation. Icon the foe, but it gets cancelled by Hawk at the same time. Torn apart memory, not tearing people caught from the side of Occupied Thrones. It's gonna be Leo going into the shadow kill all the way to the back line. King looking to reload Shuriken there to finish the king off. Hawk will be there to say hi to Tekashi. Backs off because Occupied Throne pick up a good kill.
Look at the way Occupied Thrones is approaching the fight. Leo is the one engaging. He's giving the idea, I'm gonna use my Ogi shadow kill. And that forces the members of Rrq Akira to actually move together.
Yep, Mero running away, running for the hills at the same time. He's super fast. Rrq Akira cannot catch up.
He is just zooming on throughout the map. He's been doing this since minute 1. And Fury77 answers.
Real world manipulation goes in again. Saiyan has to back off.
Something tells me Occupied Thrones needs to go a little faster. The fact that they took the Lord in under 10 seconds, they should just take advantage of the lead.
And like I said, Lunox really just needs these 2 items, and Leo really showing that he's training his brains off because he's not really committing, but he's making Rrq Akira to think, I could commit, but will I commit? And that's really ruining Rrq Akira's in the way that they want to position themselves around the map.
Yes, and that's what Rrq Akira has been doing so well. In the games that they win, it's their pace, it's their tempo, and Occupied Thrones, their off-kilter way of playing the gold laner and assassin roles are throwing them off, and they're starting with a quad shadow into a shadow kill.
Quad shadow kill, gotta go all the way in the back line as well, but he's gonna get all the way in. Gonna be, oh no, is Gato still alive, going into Burnins as well. Burn 77, pick up a double kill at the same time. It's gonna be Occupied Thrones, cracking over the mid lane for now. It's gonna be the secondary engage coming up from Leo. King coming in to trying to make things work, but Hulk super tanky. Burn 7, but look at Maro. He's here with the ultimate. Hulk gaze down the king.
1-4-3. Say what you will about a gold laner being traded for 3 members, but they're converting out of their minds a top lane tier 2 plus a tier 2 in mid.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen a support assassin? That is Leo right there. The shadow kill, more of like a fake engagement tool, and he is super sleek. Shadow kill once again, all the way through dodging Tekashi, but he will fall, unfortunately. But there is so much time being bought by Thrones.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen a better example of a caster curse? The moment he talks about a player, oh, this guy's good. Oh, he got sacrificed. Speaking of which, Luis gets a kick on tomorrow.
Kick on tomorrow, but where's the follow-up coming out? King is actually jumping around. He's have to go in with the ultimate, but it doesn't connect. Occupied Thrones know they're 1 member down. They have to disengage.
Look at that fat wave that Occupied Thrones have left down bottom. Gusta needs to clean some house. So again, at least we're seeing some effects of Occupied Thrones. I'd rather say exotic tempo, right? It's throwing Rrq Akira off their own pace, and that's what explains this 4K, maybe 3.5K gold lead at 12 minutes.
Here's the thing, you gotta make sure your opponent doesn't know your next move. Speaking of which, another move that's happening.
It's gonna be a disaster happening in the main lane. Barrow's desperately trying to run away. Take a real manipulation. Gato, whoa, get artillery strike from the sky. 2 members from the side of Occupied Thrones has gone down in a very unfortunate moment.
2 for none. Rrq Akira are shrinking this gold lead, and this Lord is looking dangerous. It's luminous.
Yeah, right now Luis is really saying, Tempo is like, okay, you know what, enough of this. If I see absolutely any of you I'm going to catch you off guard, and my team is going to follow up. A concealed play is happening. Is anyone going to get sacrificed?
Oh, Lord, at less than half health. Luis's eyes on Maro. Hulk not even going to get any closer. King is going to retribution that Lord to oblivion. And Rrq Akira back in this game.
Yes, Rrq Akira definitely will be regaining a lot more control, a lot more goal momentum as well. But hold on a second, Hulk. Oh, he gets terrified as well, but he's to be able to dash out alive. But 37 say no, I'm going to pull you down with a flicker first kill.
Any other team would have waited for the rest of their members to come on and then made a plan, but not Occupy Thrones.
I gotta say, looking at both these teams right now, I think they're playing with emotion. They're not really like, all right, this is the strategy. It's like, no, me angry, me fight.
Me kill.
Me kill.
Me Hulk, just literally what Occupy Throne's doing right now. Leo going in. I don't know what he can do against Gusta Lagusta though. Wind of Nature will be activated but now, but will go into nothing but Occupy Thrones. Oh, memory! Tears the Hayabusa up.
Me find Brody.
Me kill. That's how single dimension right now Occupy Thrones has evolved into. But it's going to be Rrq Akira gaining control. This game has devolved into something very crazy.
Yep, this is going to be a difficult defense for Occupy Thrones now that Rrq Akira has regained part of the map. They have a very small lead. Vision though, Occupy Thrones knows a little bit more. Oh, successful Lord defense, but wait!
Luis, he's kicking for 7-7 saying right to the real one manipulation. Just buying some time. Takashi just slashing down Occupy Thrones. Maro will be the victim, and now it's going to be Takashi just buying some time to try to push down, using the minions, trying to land on some turret damage, but Occupy Thrones successfully defends for now.
I gotta give it over to Leo, not Occupy Thrones Leo, Caster Leo, because you called it out. Occupy Thrones, they should have fought a little bit faster because now Rrq Akira, they got the tempo back on their own field based off Luis saying, guys, I had enough, let's go.
Yeah, of course, the real manipulation when Gado is out of the fight for now. He has to go back and reset. Look at how taking half HP. Leo, what are you doing? Right into the shadow kill, but he's actually doing something well. Maybe I push Rrq Akira all the way back, but the stun coming in. The Wind of Nature activated the hand throw. Ultimate misses. Gusta Lagusta, he likes it as Furry 77 replies with a revenge.
1 for 1, both key members of both their squads. Luis gonna make it home safely. Maro still looking for bodies again. It's that savage, that instinctive, that very intrinsic way of playing Mobile Legends still on display here in this 16-minute bout. Let's take a look at the items.
Here's the thing, I thought the Brody had a Blade of Despair. He's like, no, I totally have way more than enough damage because now he has the Demon Hunter sword, so he has extra attack speed. So if anyone wants to tank, they can try. They legit can try, but they won't be able to get away with it. Looking at the itemization, he has the answer towards the Lunox. He has the answer towards the Hayabusa. So it's counterintuitive, but maybe don't go for the Brody first. Take members one by one, leaving him alone, and then go for it.
And that's way too many decisions, I believe, for Occupy Thrones to make right now, given the sudden clapback that Rrq Akira put on the board. Permanent damage to their mid, to their top, and now they force an ult from Gado.
Oh, that may be big.
Oh
and now
my
Gado
God.
will get kicked right into real woman base. Look at Leo in the background. Lucas activating the Wind of Nature at the same time. Leo chase, but Lucas has proven super slick as well. And now Leo is the one that has to gun from the hills. It's going to be the assassin on the run right here, the king. But oh, Leo, where is he going? I don't know where, but it's going to be the Winyards coming out from Rrq Akira. And Occupy Thrones have to go back and try to defend. But no, Rrq Akira is showing them they want to make sure that Occupy Thrones doesn't go back for the fight.
Oh no! Those minions are getting cleared though! The fight is still continuing! Hulk still alive, torn apart memory, taking down the Fredrin!
Taking down the Fredrin as well, 37-7, respawn just in time. It's going to 3 members. Sega doesn't really have the ultimate.
You know what? This game just got turned out to be so much fun. Gado 0-3 and 4. He's looking for his moment. He's looking for that opportunity. But because he's looking for that opportunity, Luis sees him first and be like, you can go into brilliance, I can still catch you, dude.
That's why they call him the Brazilian heartbreaker, right? Like, you want to do something and you're so sure you can, but Luis just says, no, not on my watch. Let's take a look at this Lord. It is indeed evolved, ladies and gentlemen, so it has that extra ability. It can help clear waves, hurt opponents on the defense, all the worse. And again, at least Occupy Thrones, they have Maro here in this pixel brush. I wonder, how can they find a catch?
So much bush control here from the side of Rrq. Occupy Thrones, they do have some form of bush control, but Leo is super ballsy right here, trying to look for any form of person to shadow kill as well. But Occupy Thrones has a very wide open base. They have to stem that bleeding for now. Rrq Brazil will start that Lord.
In this fight, look at Luis. He's looking for it. He's looking for Gado. He's looking for Leo. He's dictating the fight. If no one touches Gado in this up-and-coming fight, it could be all Occupy Thrones. If Luis catches him, there's going to be trouble.
Oh, Astro Thunder not letting go. Oh, finally the Lord gets reset. But look at this, the Y bush to the east. Huge presence from Occupy Thrones there. Oh, Rrq Akira gonna commit, conceal play.
He's looking for a concealed play as well. Hog will be the victim for now. It's got all the members of the Rrq Wolf climbers in it. But Furry 77 is actually running run. Hog trying to buy some time, but not enough. It's gonna be Furry 77 jumping all the way in. Second has to run for now. Meryl does have the king, but the king is actually trying to dish a dash. Gustav Lucas is finally joining the fight right now. Just hard damage. Rrq Brazil definitely carrying. And then there was laid down Furry 77 and Gado at the same time. There is no way for Maro to follow it up.
2 for none so far, and Rrq Akira happy with the results. No free Lord for neither squad. They both have to reset. 2K gold lead for the boys from Brazil.
Small mistake by Gado just now, but hold on, this could be a bigger mistake by King. He went inside a 1v2.
As time goes by, the amount of mistakes that you'll start to make will escalate. Takashi already using the ultimate now, but it's going to be Leo. Oh no, he get caught. Gustav Lugusta, he is here. The real one manipulation, the wind construction going in. The quad shadows, not enough.
Too much to expect Leo to survive that. That's basically all the surviving members of Rrq Akira looking for revenge for their fallen jungler. Now, as quickly they turn to the Lord.
Okay, here's the thing, Occupy Thrones. You got 2 members going up against 4. How ballsy are you to go in? Because right now Luis is going for Maro. Looks like they're abandoning the Lord. They're going for a fight.
They're going for the fight as well. Gado going in all the way into Brilliance. We'll start this out. Hulk is actually going in as well. Gets slowed infinitely. Real one man division going in for 77. Holding on to the ultimate of the Lapu Lapu. Instead, Occupy Thrones. This Lord fight has gone on way too long.
Numbers don't lie. We said it before the game even started. Rrq Akira, if they see Lord, if they see members of the opponent team, we're going for the opponent team. We like fights a little bit more. But right now, they're securing the Lord for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
No way Occupy Thrones can get it. King secures it.
Yes.
Jace, this is what they call a Lord dance. All right,
goodness.
this happens about 4 or 5 times per game in a Filipino match in the MPL. And I have to say, Rrq Akira have done so well to orchestrate it, and Occupy Thrones did their best to respond. And that's why it lasted so long. We were originally looking at an 18-minute Lord. Now it's tailed up. It's a 21-minute Lord marching down mid.
This is very scary for Occupy Thrones because now there's almost no way for you to isolate anyone. Lord comes in. Luis tries to find someone.
Oh, Hulk in the middle. They got the damage as well. Second will start with the real one manipulation first. 77 doesn't really have the ultimate to work with. The Lord is already chunking down on the Occupy Thrones core. Maro is desperately trying to buy some time, but Rrq Brazil focus down the room of Occupy Thrones. And now there's one member down as well. Occupy Thrones buy some precious time, but for how long?
Oh, they cleared the minion waves. King brought
Leo.
one through the bottom. Leo very low.
Leo very low. Second will be there to clean it up. It's now going to be a 3v5 in the favor of Rrq as well. Luis will actually fall down and sacrifice at the same time. Hulk is absorbing so much damage, but he will not be there for long. Second going in the real one manipulation at the same time, but Gustav Lucas going in for the crazy plays going in. Nothing left for Occupy Thrones.
May have taken a while longer, but Rrq Akira have found a way. They're sending the MPL MENA champions home tonight. GG, well played, and thank you to Occupy Thrones, but Rrq Akira moves on to the next round.
Saying they did well is an understatement. They understand what was going on, and then they, with the experience that they have, they know how to fight against it. They know how to fight against Occupied Thrones, and even though Occupied Thrones has been eliminated, I gotta say good sportsmanship because smiles are all around.
Just let it soak in, ladies and gents. Occupied Thrones, I think they outdid themselves. Maro, on the other hand, causing so much havoc. This is an unconventional game of Mobile Legends Bang Bang, but truth to be told, Rrq Akira still reigns supreme.
Well, unconventional makes for really entertaining matches. But for now, the boys from Brazil stand tall. Let's give it up. Viva Rrq! Vamos! And congratulations, obrigado, to our boys from Brazil. Let's throw it over to our analysts to break down game number 2 and the rest of the series that Viva Rrq took home.